Let me guess. She stopped texting first, started spending more time on her phone, stopped asking for your opinions, and stopped looking at you like the way she did. Let me guess. You felt it, but you didn't want to admit it. Here's what no one tells you. She didn't fall out of love. She fell out of respect. And that didn't happen all at once. You see, it happened the moment that you started slipping. There's always a moment. It's not loud. It's not obvious. Just a shift. I remember mine. We were on the couch. TV's on. Married at First Sight playing in the background. She's quiet. I'm on my laptop, pretending to work. But really, just watching another how to make money online video. You see, I hadn't trained in days. My hair was messy. Shorts getting tighter every week. But I was too scared to admit I'd let myself go. And then she looked at me. And she hit me with, "Are you actually going to follow through this time?" Now, that one cut me deep. Because she was right. I'd become all talk. A man with big ideas, big visions, big dreams, but zero action. I just wasn't leading anymore. Wasn't decisive, wasn't dependable, wasn't reliable. And bro, I knew it. It's easy to scroll YouTube for business models, but it's so much harder to look in the mirror and say, I'm not proud of the man I've become. You ever been there? You say you'll wake up at 6 a.m., but then you end up snoozing every 5 minutes. Next thing you know, it's 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning. The day's already done. You say you'll train, but then you end up skipping more than just leg day. You skip every other day. You say you'll start that side hustle, but end up doom scrolling and watching Netflix instead, just on top 10 movies or shows to watch. And all the while, she's watching. She's watching how you move, how you speak, how you carry yourself. Man, she doesn't need you to be perfect. She just needs to feel safe in your direction. And when that disappears, so does her respect. But here's the truth, because it's not really about her. It's about you. You see, you stopped showing up for yourself. You lost your own respect, self-respect. So why on earth would she keep giving you hers? You see, that moment was a wake-up call. That was my wake-up call. And instead of trying to win her back, I started winning me back. I started winning myself back. See, I entered rebuild mode. I trained every day like my life depended on it. I cleaned up my diet, fixed my sleep. I started reading again, meditating, walking solo, just doing the hard shit that no one sees, but I felt. And slowly, I started feeling different. I started moving different. And she noticed. But more importantly, I noticed. I was walking taller. I spoke clearer with my chest out, I stopped explaining myself all the time. I started making decisions with conviction because I was finally becoming the man I said I was. I was following through on my own word. What they say, a man's only as good as his word. And when you do that for yourself, actually it's different. Now, if you're in your 30s and this is hitting a little too close to home, or maybe you've lost a relationship or feel like you're about to, look, it's not over. It's just a wake-up call. Because, I work with men just like you, men who have tried to get their life together, but always fell back into the same cycle. Soft routines, half-assed habits. You're promising themselves they'll do better next week. But what changed for me wasn't more motivation. It was standards. It was structure. A system that rebuilt the man I wanted to be from the ground up. You see, that's what we do here. If this hits, book a free call. Let's build yourself a new blueprint. A blueprint that finally sticks. Because here's what most men don't realize. She didn't stop loving you. She stopped trusting your direction. She stopped feeling safe in your leadership. Not just in the relationship, but in your life. And once that happens, well, she checks out. Mentally, packs her shit and leaves. So no, you don't need to beg. You don't need to chase. You don't need to start posting motivational quotes in hopes that she sees them. You just need to rebuild. Start with the body, then the habits, then the mindset. And you know what? Everything else is going to follow. Because the man you respect first, you got to become that. And then she'll either come back on her own or make space for someone better to come in. You don't want that. So if this hits, like the video, comment if you've been through something similar, or even just let me know what you want me to cover next. And if you've got a mate going through it, send this to him. And when you're ready, you know where to find me. So guys, let's rebuild, and I'll catch you in the next video.